Alright, welcome back, LC heads. We have Demon Lord Balezar that just dropped. He looks gnarly. Look at that sprite. That is some great sprite work. I definitely got to give them props on this. We've been knowing that this guy's going to drop. Um, he's just part of the story. We knew we were going to get him. So let's actually take a look. Because damn, he is strong. Right? He probably has the best dark charisma in the game. Not only that, but he's like this quasi hybrid damage hero. He's gonna burst damage, and he's going to do a shit ton of ability damage, S1, S2, S3. He's also going to do magic damage. In fact, unlocking this character's maximum damage potential, he has to be doing both. So when a spell is in effect doing damage to the enemy, it actually strengthens this character in all of the abilities that he drops while that spell is going off. And he does have access to some high level dark magic spells. So he can throw an attack spell and start dumping his S2 and S3, and he can get way more damage out of that while his spell is going, or I think it's anybody else's spell too. And the other just absolutely amazing thing that this hero gets is an absolute cheese bomb of status ups. Okay, so when this guy starts the fight, it's automatically a countdown until his buff goes off, and his buff is just like, oh, here's 80% to all of your stats. So as soon as he naturally gets that buff, that's when you just dump everything in his kit, throw magic, throw his S1, S2, S3, make sure you have somebody to apple pie him so you can throw as many abilities while their spell's going off and really get through all of his damage potential, and then maybe switch to another hero and start playing with them. So he is kind of cool for that. He can stay in the back, give an amazing charisma, and he could start off of a fight, and you could use all of the burst damage that comes off of him and his buff. And once you use this guy up, you can just switch over to another hero and start working on whatever damage combo you have there. He has some awesome stuff. Let's just get into it. First of all, the ailment resistance. Yeah, I think that says resist to everything. He is resistant to all ailments. And on top of that, he recovers faster from any of these ailments. So good luck keeping this guy blind, right? Attribute resistances. He has 10 resistance to everything except for light damage. He has a 30% weakness to light. That makes sense. He is a demon lord, for goodness sake, right? Let's look at his abilities. Death Talon, front long range dark combo attack. We have Deathbringer. Instantly closes the gap for a medium area dark combo attack. Chaos Ripper, wide area dark combo attack, and Netherworld is his special. Notice how all of these abilities are they're physical. They're using strength and intelligence. He is scaling off of both of those stats. So he is a hybrid damage. You're gonna be using strength and intelligence to get all of his damage across. And if you really think about it, his overall damage is going to be hybrid damage because you're using your abilities while a spell is going off, and you're doing both types of damage at the same time, and those damages together are empowering each other. So pretty cool. I can see how this guy can really dish out some crazy damage. Let's look at those traits. Okay. Leader of Demons. When equipped with only one weapon, dark damage 40%, damage cap 50,000. When equipped with the dark, yeah, okay, hold on. When equipped with only one weapon, dark damage 40%, damage cap 50,000. When equipped with only one weapon, use 10% of max MP to give extra attacks to skill 3. So his skill 3 is going to get 16 more hits at the cost of some MP. That's awesome. That's like, your S3 is now hitting as much as a dual wielder's S3 would be hitting. but you're getting to double hand all of that crazy damage to it. So during ally activated dark non-stacking magic, skill damage cap 20,000 more. If unit activated, damage cap 50,000 more. Okay, so he is going to scale more damage off of his own spells, right? You're going to get 20,000 or 50,000 to the damage cap as opposed to only getting 20,000 damage cap off of somebody else's, and it's dark non-stacking magic. So that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Nobody else in LC is doing anything like that. And then we have the Magicule transmigration. Transmitigation? Nah. Damage taken minus 40%. That's sweet because, well, it doesn't matter if it's magic or physical. It's just a flat damage minus 40. That's awesome. Battle start / when revived. There's a what does that say? Magistate unit. When magistated, give SCT recovery speed plus 100% after 15 seconds. Unleash true strength. Okay, so he goes through like a 15-second digestion period where he's like flexing to buff, right? And then after that 15 seconds, you get to unleash true strength. Greatly boosting power. True strength unleashed. Get this. Hit point, strength, defense, intelligence, plus 80%. Boost movement speed. All attribute resistances plus 30. So he's going to have 40 resistance to everything, and his light resistance is just going to be a 0. And he won't flinch from physical / magic attacks. So we have the no flinch in there. We have a crazy high all stat boost, and it's crazy. Even the SCT recovery speed plus 100%. Now that's not going to be as good as Roland. Roland gets a crazy apple pie buff thing where, you know, his abilities just keep refilling when his little buff activates. But Roland isn't getting plus 80% to all of his stats. That's crazy. So yeah, and then when we start looking at his actual skills in here, this is when it gets really good, because they put some really good stuff in here. Here is his charisma. All allies, dark damage plus 35%. And damage cap 12,000. Only while unit is alive. Yeah. So this is the best dark damage charisma in the game. 12,000 more damage cap and 35% more to dark damage. That's just absolutely awesomely insane. So just on that charisma, he's riding pretty high. He comes with Abyss Gate Omega. This is a high-level dark spell, powerful dark attack to all enemies. And yes, while this is going off, he's getting all of those damage buffs and everything. So you're going to want to throw this Omega Gate, and then you're going to want to dump his S3. That's just how I would do it, right? So, and then we get Devil Gaze, which is just a weaker spell, and Black Hole, right? We're familiar with these. I think Devil Gaze is new. And Abyss Gate Omega is new. Black Hole we've had. Either way, there's some spells for him to throw. We have MP up 15%. That's nice. Attack up max. Magic up max. These are 15% each. Fighting Spirit up whatever. Strength and hit points 10%. Really nice. Argon up 5. Strength and intelligence 12% off of that one. That's great. Arcane up 5 or 6. 4. I think it's 4. Intelligence and MP 10%. Here's where it gets cool too. All status up. Hit point, magic point, strength, defense, intelligence, mind, 15% to all of your stats. This has got to be like a like a 15 or 20 SC worth ability right here. That's crazy. Crit up 3, which is the most expensive crit up we can get right now. Yeah, we will definitely take that. Anti-type breakthrough 3. Anti-type damage cap 3,000. We'll only equip with one weapon. Damage cap 6,000 instead. We have auto, ultra, advanced circles. This is the shit. I think he's the first one to get it. This is advanced magic circle effect. Gradually, greatly recover MP. So you're gonna gradually recover MP in pretty decent chunks. So that's really cool. He has really good MP battery built into himself. For himself, that's great, right? You don't want to run out of MP because you're using 10% of your MP to get extra 16 hit count to your S3. You're also using probably like 50 MP at a time to throw a spell to keep all your damage caps up. So being able to get MP back is great. Auto recast, auto haste, and then we have all of these dark boosts. Dark Giga Boost, right? 30% and 3 cap or 3,000 to the damage cap. Dark Attack Rise, 20%. Dark Attack Rise, what is that? 5, 6. Dark Attack damage 30%. Damage cap another 3,000. And then this one, I think under it, Dark Attack Rise 5. It's another 30%. Damage cap another 10,000. Shadow Enhance. Dark attack damage 10%, magic attack damage 15%. This works really well for him, right? Because not only is he just doing dark attack damage, he's also doing magic. So this is giving it to both. Cool. Dark critical rise. It's going to increase his crits with dark and his crit power. Very nice. Pose of Honor. Defeating an enemy, recover 5% MP. Evil Absorption is great. Haven't seen this in a while. When taking physical/magical damage, chance to recover 50% of the damage as hit points. Remember, this guy already comes with 40% damage reduction, right? And then we have Two-Handed Axe. This guy is an axe user. Yes, I know what you're thinking. The last time we got an axe unit was... It was Christmas, wasn't it? Wasn't it like Christmas Lily that uses a dark axe? Either way, Two-Handed Axe. What does it do? Physical attack damage 20%. And crit rate plus 10%. And physical attack damage cap 5k. That is what I like about axes. The axe up abilities are not only giving you like 20% damage, they're also adding to your crit. So I like that 10% crit built in here. That's very nice. And then we have Two-Handed Axe boost, 5, 4, whatever it is. When only weapon equipped is one axe, physical attack and special damage 30%, and another 12,000 to the damage cap. Cool. Armor hit point, armor equipped 10%. We'll take that. We have a skill charge 3. Remember, the S3 is probably going to be his strongest skill because he gets to add hit count to that, an extra 16 hit count at the cost of some MP. Indomitable Spirit. When taking lethal damage, survive and recover 50% hit P. I think this will trigger one of his buffs. I'm not sure. I'd actually have to run him, and I don't have the hero yet. But Cloak of Majesty. Damage taken from non-boss enemies, minus 10%. Yeah, this guy has some potential in guild versus guild. Yeah, you're probably going to want to run him with a caster because it's going to be hard to rely on him throwing up his own spell and then dumping his kit. But he could dump his kit while one of your other heroes throws a spell, so that's cool. Dominion Battlefront. Nullify cut strength, intelligence debuffs from active skills. Chance to nullify critical attacks on unit. This is really cool because, well, he uses that strength and intelligence, and it's going to be really hard to neuter him with any strength intelligence debuffs. So they got that built in. Evil Chant. Dark damage 30%. Damage cap another 3,000. Boost dark attack magic MP cost by 20%. But attack magic cast speed plus 30%. I will take that. Pay a little bit more to have 30% more to your cast speed. That's important. That way he can get a spell going real quick and then dump his kit. So that's cool. Synthesis. Greatly boosts physical attack damage based on intelligence. Greatly boosts magical attack damage based on strength. Non-stacking magic and special damage cap another 20,000. Synthesis is absolutely awesome. Probably 25 SC ability, right? A Demon Lord's Majesty. Is that what it says? Give physical, magical attacks and special an anti-human type effect. This is so strong. Continuous Grand Brave, Grand Aura, and Grand Fort effects. Holy shit. Just the Brave, the Aura, and the Grand Fortitude effects built into this is crazy. And then you are getting a Human Slayer. So humans are Soldier, Knight, Sniper. There's a bunch of different classes, but they're all humans, right? So a lot of the heroes in this game can be categorized into the human type, right? So this is really good. It's giving you that Human Slayer, which is worth a shit ton of SC by itself. And then they're also adding Grand Brave, Grand Aura, Grand Fortitude. That's crazy. Then we have Abyss Zone. Yeah. Chance for dark magic attacks and specials to deal critical, crit, damage 40%, and damage cap another 20,000. So, yeah, you even have the dark magic critical built in. And then, what do we have? Some transcend abilities here. They gave him some strong shit. When equipped with only one weapon, physical attack damage cap 30,000 more. Yeah, this guy is hitting for like damn near 300,000 damage. Transcend damage taken minus 15%. Remember, he takes minus 40% damage. So this is minus 55% damage that this guy has. Between that and this transcend ability, and that's all damage. Magic or physical, he's only taken half. Cool. Transcend Axe Mastery. Axe equipped, physical attack damage 10%, damage cap 5k when only equipped with one axe, damage cap 10,000 instead. So, 10% more damage, 10,000 more damage cap with the axe. Shadow Weapon. Transcend Dark Weapon equipped, dark damage 20%, damage cap 7,500 when equipped with only one weapon, damage cap 15,000 instead. That's cool. I really like the 20% that's built in there. It's not just damage cap. We have Transcend Ultimate Life Form. That about sums him up. Won't faint from enemy attacks. Basic status ailment healing speed plus 300%. That's what I was saying, is even if you can manage to get an ailment on this guy, he's going to recover from it, 300% faster than a normal hero would. So, if you got an ailment on somebody that lasted for 30 seconds, it would only last 10 seconds on him, or something like that. And on top of that, when close to death, very greatly recover hit points. Hit point recovery cap 5k, once per wave. He is a creature type, by the way. So there's another ability, I think, that we got from one of the collabs where you get creature type, which really wouldn't affect him. And then when your health is low, you recover a bunch of health once. But yeah, this has that built in, and it has the, won't faint from enemy attacks, and the status ailment thing. That's new. And then we have Transcend Magic Casting Speed plus 20%. He's got some really, really expensive SC stuff up in here, right? So, and we did talk about how he is an axe wielder. Like I said, the last one we got was a Christmas hero. Davin is like, what in the hell? I've never got a shift for him. They've never done anything with Davin. I'm starting to think that Last Claudia, they really hate Davin. I don't know. He's like the dad of LC, and Adis hates him. I don't know. So all these other heroes getting shift forms and new heroes coming out, and Davin's just sitting there with his axe. Either way, it's going to be hard to get dark axes. I've already seen the guildies talking about it and asking about it. So we might as well actually, we're going to look at his arc, but let's look at his paid gear. which I think I already picked up the axe. That's how many pulls I did on this hero, and I just got like 9 off banners. Yeah, I shouldn't have been talking about how I was excited about this hero, because apparently the algorithm heard me and they're like, oh, you want this one? You're gonna pay. Uh, man, I already got his axe. We'd actually have to look in the inventory. There should be a new sticker on one of these. Okay, hold on. We are in the axes somewhere. Somewhere. He should be here. Ah. So he is coming with a 7-star weapon. This is 50 hero creds, folks. So they did make this quite the paywall for him. Look at this thing, though. You're getting almost 300 strength and what? No, I'm sorry, 287 strength and 266 intelligence. And mine's only level 8, so I'm sure by the time it's level 20 or something, the strength and intelligence will go up. You're also getting 30 MP. Okay, here's where it gets crazy. When equipped with only one weapon, dark physical / magic attack damage 40%. So here's just 40% more damage to all of your abilities and all of those spells that you're casting, because all 3 of his spells are dark damage spells. So here's 40% to your S1, S2, S3, and 40% to your spells. On top of that, damage cap 15,000. When physically attacking, enemy defense minus 20% and deal damage. And why not? Let's also give it crit rate plus 10%. And oh yeah, here's strength and intelligence plus 10% on top of all of that shit. This is quite the paid weapon. It is a 7-star. It is gnarly. This is gonna be the best dark attribute axe that we have in the game right now. If I'm wrong, leave me a comment, but it's gonna be hard to beat that, especially for him, because not only does it give him strength and intelligence, which you wouldn't really expect on an axe, right? But it universally strengthens all of his dark damage, whether it's physical or magical. So that is the one piece of paid gear that he comes with. Now, he's going to be strong no matter what. He's going to be able to throw that charisma no matter what axe you put on him. But if you end up having to do 50 paid pulls to get this hero, you can at least get that axe. That's all I've managed to get so far, right? That is all I've managed to get. We got his axe. We don't have him, nor do we have his arc. Let's talk about the arc. So this, for those of you that played through the story, this is the guardian that was watching over the demon lord, I believe. You do have to fight this thing. So this thing has an arc trait, but it doesn't have an actual usable ability that the arc activates. So arc trait, dark damage 40%, damage cap 4,000, axe equipped, strength and intelligence 25%. That's huge, considering, you know, he's also going to get that 80% stat buff thing to exploit on top of these 25%, on top of all the other crazy stat buffs that he has just built into his kit already. Adding another 25% strength and intelligence is insane. When hitting an attribute weakness with dark, damage cap 6,000. When unit has no human type, damage taken minus 25%. So he is a creature type, right? He does not have human type at all. So that is soldier, knight, sniper, sorcerer. When revived, get a buff to nullify damage equal to 50% of the unit's max hit points. So this is strong, not only just for the 40%, but also the axe equipped strength intelligence plus 25% to those stats. It's strong. This is probably going to be the best dark axe wielder arc that you're going to be able to get. So that's, you know, that's the value of this thing, is going to be that arc trait. The stats are great, of course. 408 strength, 375 intelligence. He's going to be really strong with this thing. As far as learnable skills, we have Shadow Raid, Rising Brave, gradually boost strength over time, max plus 20%, resets each wave. That might be good for a long boss fight. This is the first time I've seen Rising Brave. Creature Buster, that's awesome. We will take a Buster. They're 10 SC. Yeah, Giga High Balezar, all enemies strength minus 35% for 14 SC. Some casters could use that. Cloak of Majesty 2 for 10 SC. Damage taken from non-boss enemies minus 15%. And that can stack with Cloak of Majesty. I think Cloak of Majesty is 10%. This is 15%. So you're going to get, if you got both of them, you're going to get minus 25% damage taken from non-boss enemies. That's really good for guild versus guild, right? Because everything you're fighting is a non-boss. And then we have, of course, Axe Giga Boost. 15 SC, Axe equipped, physical attack damage, 25%, damage cap 5k, and break plus 20. So that's cool. I don't know if axes just have more break already in there in the stats, but this is giving you break 20% if you're an axe wielder. I don't know how well this guy breaks because I don't have him to run, so I can't test that. And the Arc Ether reward. Yeah, you might have thought it was going to be an axe, but of course, no, they're not going to make it that easy. Chains of Divine Grace. Let's look at this thing. Great stats for a hybrid, right? Strength 99, intelligence 111. Light and dark physical / magic attack damage 15%, and MP 5%. So this is pretty much 15% to all of his damage because he's doing all dark, physical, and magic. And MP5, he can definitely use that. The attribute here is interesting. You're getting 10% to dark, but you're also getting a 5% weakness to light. And you're getting resistance to, what is that, blind and silence. Is that silence? Either way, it's got some ailment stuff on it. Very interesting. It's got some decent stuff you can learn on it. None of it is a must. I think the real here is the arc trait. This is going to be really good for him. It's made for him, just like his axe. So if you manage to clear this banner on the first 10 pull and you got the hero and the UR arc, congratulations. Yeah. So let's just run him to see what he looks like. Good thing we have this unit sample so we can see what it do. We'll look at his stats because I think we'll count down 15 seconds and see how his stats boost. First of all, though, let's get that awesome charisma going, right? Here we are. Strength 8953, defense 2899, intelligence 6683, mind 2057. It's looking pretty good. So that's just what we're starting off with, right under 9,000 strength. I've seen Omega. What does Devil Gaze look like? Let's just try that out. We know what Black Hole looks like. What's Devil Gaze look like? So I'm attacking him right now with that S1 and everything while Devil Gaze was going off. Has it been 15 seconds? Let's see. Regenerate. No, magistrated. Unit is charging up with magicules. So, oh, we got auto on. Let's turn that off. Let's give ourselves time to charge up with magicules. Are we still charging? What is going on? Okay. All right. Yeah, that went off. We got our charge. We are empowered now. Look at our stats. We went from 8,000 strength to 14,258. His intelligence is 10,644. So now we can cast Abyss, Omega, Black Hole, right? And while that's going off, we can start hitting with the S3. Look at that. We're hitting for 290,000 damage, so right under 300,000 damage. Yeah, he's powerful. I haven't even seen his special yet, because his S3 with a spell clears this so quick, right? Once you start casting a spell and hitting with the S3, the extra 16 hits that you get on there with that S3 and all the extra damage that you're doing while a spell's going off, it's crazy. Matter of fact, let's just take a quick peek at his special, because I haven't seen it yet. And why not? We'll throw a spell up. Devil Gaze was cool, but it doesn't time stop. Here's our basic attack. It's just a swing with the scythe. It does look dope. S1 shoots across the screen. S2 teleports you over there. S3 has a range, so you do have to get somewhat close to use that S3. We'll just throw a black hole. And look, he just got 686 magic points back. That was crazy. Wow, he's got really good MP regen. That's awesome. $52 hit. And that S3. Damn, 686 MP again. And yeah, we have our buff. Now, who knows how long this buff lasts of him having double the strength and everything. Probably 30 seconds, but you can drop a lot of S1s, S2s, and S3s in that time. And, of course, whenever this hero dies and gets brought back to life, he gets to power up and use that buff all over again, from my understanding. Look at his scythe. He looks dope. Awesome sprite. Killer looking hero. They did good with this one. Very straightforward. He's going to be powerful. It's going to be fairly easy to use. You know, and once you get done bursting all of the damage that you can out of him and his buff, well, that's when you switch over to another hero and start working on their damage strategy. So I think he's pretty cool. He's just going to be that awesome dark charisma thrower. And yeah, I got his axe already, and I will at least be doing dailies, hoping to get this hero. The arc, I can wait off on the arc. The hero is dope, though, and I am hoping to pull him. You hear that, Adis? Make that shit happen, please. Anyway, if I do manage to get him, we will do a full video, and he just looks really good. Best of luck to everybody. I hope you get him, and I hope I do too. I will see you on the next one. Have an awesome day, everybody.